All right, welcome back. You're still watching Morning Live on SABC 2. We are coming to you live from Hartbeespoort in Hartbeespoort, in fact, near Krugersdorp. At the South African National Space Agency here in the west of Johannesburg, and we're celebrating Space Week, which was declared by the United Nations General Assembly back in 1999. But then South Africa started celebrating in 2005. Now, we are continuing talking about Earth observation. What does this actually mean? What does this mean? The fact that, we're observing Earth. What exactly are we observing? And with me is Lee Annamalai from the Earth Observation Science and CSIR Meraka Institution. Sir, good morning. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Let's talk about your job. What is it that you do?
So I manage a team of people that look at using remote sensing and ICT. So that means observing the Earth with satellites and then computer infrastructure that enables us to build these information systems that can bring information from space directly to people.
What is Meraka Institute?
Meraka Institute is the ICT Institute of the CSR. So we really look at advanced computing systems, everything from the Center for High Performance Computing to the Earth Observation team that I manage.
All right. So you have all this information. What then happens?
So we build very large-scale systems, with the idea being that the information can yield economic value and change lives. To give you an example, we're building for the Department of Environmental Affairs the National Oceans and Coast Information Management System. So this is enabling us to use satellite monitoring to monitor the 1.5 million square kilometers which form of our oceans, so that we can provide information, for example, to prevent illegal fishing, look at pollution in the ocean, look at ships that are in our marine protected areas and impacting on the environment.
For you, what is the best part of this job and having all this information?
I think the important or the most exciting part is being able to work with space technology. Not many people get to say that we actually are able to talk to satellites, get the data, build these information systems, but then importantly, give you information almost on your cell phone. And then you can use that to plan and to change the way you actually do things.
How has this department contributed to the improvement of lives in the country?
Well, on a number of different ways. I think one of the most well-known ones is called our Advanced Fire Information System. We're able to detect wildfires anywhere in the country, although we actually used in 70 countries around the world. And we use that to be able to prevent or help from a disaster management point of view. So when you have a wildfire, for example, that might interrupt power lines, we're able to provide an alert to Eskom, and so they know that there's a fire that's going to approach and they can prevent the lines from tripping out. We're able to provide information to forestry, to farmers, even to the general public, so that they know to be aware of what's going on, so they don't cause these wildfire runaway situations.
Dr. Jane earlier that I spoke to spoke about an important situation in South Africa right now, water shortage, and providing data for that. What work does that do in a crisis like this, and the information that your department provides?
So we're not directly involved from a water point of view, and especially from a drought management. There are a few other teams in the CSR that do that. I think Earth observation can play quite an important role in that particularly with these high resolution satellites, you can keep an eye on the dam levels, and you can almost on a monthly basis start to see how those dam levels are changing, plus looking at where irrigation is happening, what's happening from a crop point of view, as well as looking at a lot of where invasive vegetation is. So all of these are contributing factors that are consuming more water than they should be. And then that information can be provided to the people to manage that, whether it needs to look at water restrictions, look at removing of invasive species, and hence you can help save water in that way.
Let's talk about projects with other countries. What are we doing to benefit us and those other countries?
Okay, so I think the first one I'd like to talk about is the work that we're doing with APHIS, which I said is about used in about 70 countries around the world. But importantly, in Africa, what we did was very much like you see these antenna dishes here. For APHIS, we put up 2 dishes to complement the one that we have in South Africa, one in Ghana and the other one in Nairobi. And those 3 dishes then work together to enable us to detect wildfires in real time. but those dishes, the ICT systems, the software that is operating in Nairobi as well as in Ghana are run by Earth observation scientists and ICT people in those countries that we've worked with. We've helped to do some training on them. And so they provide the data into the system, and we enable for the first time to create a real-time monitoring system across the whole of Africa.
All right, Lee, thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you so much for your time.
All right, Lee Annamalai speaking to us about Earth observation as well as the CSIR Miraka Institute. Lee Annamalai, giving us information. I think my eyes are open to, what these spaces actually do. We're coming to you live from the west of Johannesburg near Krugersdorp. All right, let's take a quick